welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Of course, welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here since the very beginning. A special thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed as well. I'm so happy whenever I see somebody in the comment section saying they're a new subscriber. So I really appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much for commenting. And a special big congratulations to this month's winner of the free tarot reading. Be sure to drop your comment below as well and hit your notification bell if you would like to be entered for a free reading with me. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy tarot, I do pick a card readings on this channel, so please join us. Pull up a chair, grab yourselves a cup of tea, some snacks, and we'll have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather here together. And be sure to drop your comment below as well for your chance to win a free reading with me as well. You could also check out my other links below too for Etsy, for Instagram, but I'll talk about that after the spreads. For today's pick a card reading, we're looking at your life 1 year from today. So a year from today, what will life look like? What sort of major changes will have happened in your life at that point? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 with the purple flower. We have pile number 2 with the yellow flower. And we have pile number 3 with the pink flower. I know that it kind of looks weird on that. It almost looks purple, doesn't it? This is from the Golden Tarot. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit, and my timestamps are below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is all about your life 1 year from today. Pile 1. Hello, pile number 1. You are attracted to the purple flower, or to this card here, and you received the Sun card. Beautiful energy for you, pile 1. Now this is from the Golden Tarot, as I said, and the Sun is all about epiphanies, new beginnings, fresh perspectives, joy. It's a wonderful card to receive and to have been drawn to. So let's take a look here and see, what does your life look like a year from today? So I'm just going to move that over so you can see your card. What does pile 1's life look like a year from today? What can you tell me about their lives a year from today? King of Swords. The Star. The Knight of Cups. I hear that song in my mind right now. At last I see the light. That's right. And it's like the clouds have lifted. I just keep hearing that from Tangled. And it's really bringing me my awareness to the Sun here. It's like, at last I've seen the light, and now the clouds have lifted. King of Pentacles. Oh my, okay. So what's interesting about this spread so far for you, pile 1, is that we're acting upon a logic here in the present moment that's leading us into a lot of abundance, that's leading us into fresh perspectives, a lot of lessons having come full circle a year from today. And I see a lot of release and healing coming in too as well with the Star energy. They want you to know that everything that's leading up to this is not going to waste. Everything that you've experienced this year, for instance, is not going to go to waste if it has been difficult or if it's taught you painful lessons. One of these lessons could be about keeping that heart space open, keeping yourself sort of ready for new beginnings, because here's the Ace of Swords and there's the Emperor. Very strong masculine energy here coming forward for pile 1. So you could be the Divine Masculine, for instance. You could be dealing with a Divine Masculine energy, or you could just be really stepping into your power a year from today, because the Ace of Swords is all about the truth and awareness, and truths that are going to kind of hit us that I feel like for some I feel like you're dealing with a lot right now. I feel like you could be dealing with a lot of endings right now, whether it be shifts in your career, shifts in your relationships. I feel like there's a lot of shifts going on, and they're not 100%, they don't feel positive, or in this present moment, they don't feel positive. But Spirit wants you to know that things are going to definitely get better, that everything that you're experiencing right now is part of a lesson that is going to be closing off its cycle soon. Knight of Pentacles. I also feel like you're going to be making some really smart decisions when it comes to finances and comes to even career path as well, because I see you kind of moving in a new direction in career, and that's going to pay off quite a lot. There's lots of abundance waiting with the King of Pentacles in the future position. Knight of Wands with the Nine of Cups. Oh my goodness. The most important thing for you at this moment fully leading us into, I know we're dealing with a year from now, but the year from now, the future doesn't truly ever come to pass. It's this present moment that will lead to the next, until we fill that huge gap. We have to live this moment anyway. So what they really want us to do at this moment is to keep that heart space open. So if you are dealing with some big shifts and changes in your life at this moment, it's really important to keep your objective light, to keep focused on moving forward, because there's so much more abundance waiting for you than what you're experiencing right now. And you're climbing the ladder. You could have started your own business this year, and you wonder if that's going to pay off for you, because that's really coming through for someone. That may not be a message for everyone, but I am dealing with collective energy. So be sure to take what resonates and leave what does not. But if you did start something or you're thinking about it, do it now. Spirit says now is the time to get started, because you're climbing that ladder. Look at the Queen of Pentacles. And you could be in some sort of partnership here too. Again, when I talk about masculine versus feminine energy, it's all about energy. It has nothing to do with gender. As the divine feminine, we all have, masculine energy inside of us to temper and to keep that balance intact. So it's really about energy fields here. And there's abundance, abundance, abundance waiting for you, pile one. The sun is coming out because you acted on a thought, you acted on an epiphany, or you saw a truth and you acted in necessity towards that truth. So if it's a closing of a cycle in a relationship, you're heading into much more stable waters a year from now. If there's a shift in your career, if you're recently opening something up of your own or starting a business, that's going to be very abundant for you a year from today. And for someone, I want to say that you've never seen abundance like this. That's why it could even come, there's a lot of insecurity surrounding this new path of like wondering, am I wasting my time? Am I going down the right path? At this present moment, you may be asking yourself that question about a certain path you're taking. And Spirit says to stay on that path because these feelings of insecurity are going to well up. It's supposed to keep us on track, because if we don't feel insecure, it means we're never going to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. So it's just helping you practice to maintain that inner balance within you on this journey. They say keep going, because you've never seen this type of abundance. And Spirit says that after you see it, you're never ever want to go back. You're never going to want to go back to the way that it was, and you'll never be able to go back. It's like a big rebirth. But you'll notice that with the sun here, he's carrying the sun, he's completely naked. Right in the center of your reading is the Knight of Cups, which is encouraging that vulnerability in this moment, in your physical endeavors, in your career realm, in your relationships, staying very focused. For someone watching too, I feel like you are in the kind of on the path to commitment towards a year from now too, because I also see you staying really focused towards that and waiting for that. So I see somebody getting committed or leveling up to commitment as well. Here's the Eight of Pentacles and here's the Page of Swords. But this, I will say for you, pal, when this is a really heavy financial reading for you, because Spirit's really focusing on how much abundance and coin you're going to have in a year from today. And they're asking you to stay focused too, because they say that this abundant mindset is not going to just improve your lifestyle, it's going to increase your confidence. That confidence is going to help you focus and give you kind of this belief in yourself that you've never had before. You're going to believe that you can accomplish anything, that you can manifest anything, because the truth is that that's the truth of you, that you can manifest anything through your effort and your consistency, because that's what the Knight of Pentacles is. He's consistent. The Knight of Wands is the perfect tool for you to utilize, because he is passion and he's pursuit, and the Knight of Cups keeps his heart space open. And these are all kind of the necessary ingredients to create this successful soup that you're making, but it's going to be successful. That's why they really want you to maintain this course. But they also want you to know that, again, if this is a really heavy financial reading for you, that again is leading to abundance, it's not stopping just with the financial realm, because it's going to increase every area of your life. We see the Ten of Cups too. We see satisfaction. So again, if you're just starting something, if you have a change in front of you and you're unsure about whether to take advantage of the idea or apply the idea that you have and to apply it into some sort of practical force, or if you're starting some sort of brand new relationship, Spirit says a year from now that could be leading to some sort of commitment for you. So it's really important for you to keep that heart space open and vulnerable, because that's how you're going to enter into this beautiful sunlight, enter into this period of joy and abundance. So much abundance waiting for you at the end of this year. And it's justified because you earned it. That's what Spirit keeps saying. You earned this. You'll be able to pat yourself on the back. It's not like someone's going to hand you something. You're going to earn this. We have here message in the bottle, number 15. And we have the devils. You could be a Capricorn potentially. So take that as it resonates, because we have a lot here. We have Libra energy. We have Taurus. We have Aquarius energy. We've just got a lot going on. But that's less important than the message itself about surrendering all of your insecurities on this path. So, and that's for today, because we're giving an outcome for the future for a year from now. But Spirit says that today's energy is so pivotal to that outcome coming to full circle for us. So they want us to surrender our insecurities here, not to let our expectancies of failure kind of hit us, because sometimes we will live in that state where we expect failure to hit us. And Spirit says, not for you, not today. Right now, you are in the in-between stages of this new foundation. And that's why we have to embrace it, embrace the in-between, because you're going to have a huge breakthrough in a year from today, pile one. And there's a part of you that like knows this. There's a deep knowing card. Like, you're very intuitive. If you tap into that intuition, if you tap into the truth inside of you, you know you're destined for this. And maybe you've told yourself that and you kind of felt silly saying that to yourself over the course of your life. Maybe you felt like kind of destined for this path of abundance, and you always felt sort of undeserving. And these are always the sort of insecure energies that creep in, that try to stop us from achieving what we absolutely can achieve. But Spirit says you are destined for this abundance, that this is something that is meant for you. So they want you to trust in your intuition, trust in that deep knowing in yourself that you deserve this, and not to fear the unknown, because Spirit says this unknown, it just holds so much more for you. So there's nothing to fear here. I love a year from now. I think, and there's a message coming through about the abundance that's coming in. It's because of this abundance that someone is going to be leveling up in their commitments and their relationships as well. That's why there's this sort of combination energy coming in, because it's because of all of this abundance that we're able to level up even in our relationships. We have here empathetic starseed, absorbing what's not yours, energetic sovereignty. And that's what we're doing in the present moment. We are calling our energy back to us in this moment, preparing ourselves for that year objective from now. We're calling back all of the reasons, all of the moments where we gave our power to other situations, and we're healing. We're refocusing. We're shaking off the negative energy that the devil can bring about, and we're calling back and saying that we have the authority over our future. We have here the void. It says, stop, embrace winter in the great cosmic womb. They've encouraged us to embrace this in-between right this moment and keep that heart space open. And it's a real sort of, I'm almost feeling the hermit's energy of like really focusing on the goals ahead, really focusing on the next chapter and the next step that we have to take, especially again, if we're entrepreneurs, if we have, goals when it comes to coin, it's about really focusing those efforts and taking the steps that we'll be guided to take. We'll be very, very glad that we did, because we're heading into so much abundance. It's an abundance in coin. It's an abundance in emotional happiness as well. So it's something that you can really, really look forward to. Back of the deck says, Star family, you're a part of a team of souls. Call in support. I will say again, there's that message coming in for one person. And if it resonates with you, you'll know that there's commitment waiting for you a year from now, which could include too family as well for someone watching, because the 10 of Cups is encompassing all of that. It can encompass children, leveling up in your commitments, leveling up in already present commitments, and achieving goals there that you really had your heart set upon. And you deserve it all. So stay focused. You could be a Libra energy. We have here whale spirit, trust the great mystery. Number 11, we have doorways opening up of abundance. It's asking us to surrender again to the void, to the in-between worlds, and tend to the small things. Your guides are even saying, you don't need to know exactly all of this abundance that's coming in. They just want you to treat it like Christmas Day, that it's coming. And so they say you just need to take care of that next step towards abundance. What's your next step that you have to accomplish? And that's going to be what you have to take in the present moment. Each day is about the tiny baby steps towards the success. And ultimately, you're going to wake up and it's going to be a year from now, and you're going to have all of this abundance coming in because you stayed committed to the tasks at hand. Back of the deck said, Dragonfly Spirit, truth transcends illusion. It's the transformation of the dragonfly, and again, it's a success, and it's a rebirth that you deserve because you were hungry for it, and you took all of the steps you were guided to take to achieve that ascension. So you will be very proud of yourselves a year from now. Beautiful, beautiful for you, pile 1. Advice in the charm bowl for pile 1 for a year from today. What will their life look like? We have the Ace of Cups. It's a brand new life. And I keep hearing that song, It's a Great Day to Be Alive. It's a great day to be alive for you. We have the Ten of Swords. And that's what I mean. In the present moment, I feel like things aren't going that great for you, or there are some fears, there's some worries, and that's why we started with the Ace, because this Ten of Swords is the end of that cycle. A year from now, you're in a brand new place. You're transitioning into peace, so don't look backwards. Just focus on that brand new emotional reset because you deserve it. We have the letter E and the letter H. We do have the lipstick, which is attraction, and the Ten of Wands. So there's this fear of the unknown that can really permeate us and can really stop us in our tracks from accomplishing anything because we get stuck there. We have LY. We have Libra energy in the bowl. We have the Moon, which is a reflection charm, also represents the fear. But you can see here that the fear that that is represented by the Moon at times, the Ten of Wands, it really can keep us in a prison of our own design, like the Eight of Swords, and ultimately we hold the key. But sometimes we have to shake off our emotions in the situation and look at things from a higher perspective so we can see solutions. We have the lock here as well, so secrets to be unlocked. Right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. Hope that it resonates. If it did, please drop that comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my Etsy link for a personal reading if you feel called to. And you can also check out my Instagram link, and that link is below, and I offer a chance to win a free mini read over there. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back for a visit at the Tarot Cottage. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the yellow flower. Or to this card, and this is your reading. What is your life going to look like 1 year from today? You chose the Chariot energy here. So the Chariot's all about being in motion, moving from one realm to another realm, moving away from the past and into the future as well. And it does encompass decision too. So let's take a look here and see what life will be like for you a year from today. So what will life be like for pile 2, please, a year from today? Now you chose the yellow flower too. And I just got a fierce mentality coming through as well. So there could be a choice on the docket for you in a year from today, and you might be fearful of that choice. So let's take a look here and see what will life be like a year from today for pile 2. We have the Justice, the Tower, the Four of Wands, the Emperor, we have the Devil. Back of the deck is the Hermit. We've got a lot of big themes here, almost all major arcanic themes. There's the Chariot, except for your center card, which is the Four of Wands, which is the present energy represented in the future, but also sort of representing today's present energy, because Spirit wants to give you advice about the future, but they also want to keep you encouraged. I'm just going to get a different deck here. They see big major changes for you, and that is being represented by all of these major themes. So you could, I'm feeling like there's already the inclination of where your journey is headed in a year from now. I feel like there's already some things in motion that are kind of creating, it's like they've been put off too long too. some things in motion, some changes in your life, changes in your the dynamics of your relationships, for instance, your positions, that I feel like has been a long time coming, but within a year from now, some of that will be executed. Like there will be movement here with the Hermit, with the Chariot for a second time. Now, what Spirit is really adamant about here is that this type of change is super, super scary. This type of change can feel like starting over 100%. And that can stop us completely, because we think that if we invested time into something, we have to maintain that. And that's not the case. That's not how Spirit says that our ascension works. Because the truth is that it doesn't feel like a fair situation. It doesn't feel like something you even necessarily wanted to see in motion. This is not something you planned. All of this movement is not something you planned. But your guides are coming forward to saying that even though there is practical steps that are necessary, even though that there's movement here and decision, and you're scared of the change and you're scared of making choices in the present moment, you know which choices you have to take, because they're the necessary choices for you in this present moment today. And we are talking about a year from now, but the decisions you make today about these positions, about your relationships, are going to have a major effect in the future. So a major effect in a year from today. And I feel like there's a lot of insecurity too associated with that move. But your guides again are here to say that this is actually a movement that's going to be celebrated. Ultimately, this is a movement that's going to help you achieve success and achieve confidence and achieve the world almost. There's like this feeling of success for you and victory for you because you chose this path, because you had to make a difficult decision that you didn't want to make and that it wasn't fair to you in the first place, but you made it. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Four of Swords. They say after this bold move, it's a choice that you're going to have to make between moving away from the past and moving into a bright future. And they are saying that that future is bright. They are acknowledging that it does contain painful releases. That, again, there's the Ace of Swords underneath this Three of Swords, indicating that it's necessary. I will say for someone watching, there could be potentially like a severance of relationship, divorce, for instance. That could, and again, it feels like it's a long time coming. They want you to know that there's life beyond that, though. And there's a beautiful life waiting for you beyond that. The world is actually waiting for you. And everything that you've invested here, it may be very practical in nature, but the investments that you're choosing now are going to be emotional in nature. They say that a year from now, you're still going to be feeling a little bit insecure about the choices that you made. You're going to be feeling a little bit insecure about, because there's always that buyer's remorse that hits us, even when things are going well. Because Spirit says a year from now, your things are going to be going well. You're going to be in a healing phase, but you're going to see the necessity for the actions that you've taken. You're going to see things clearly, but then you're going to hit that moment of like, oh, nostalgia is going to hit you. Fear of the unknown is going to hit you. And that's where the Hermit comes in, where you retreat to maintain that focus, to maintain your objective, and to keep taking baby steps forward. Because change, even if it's heading in the right direction, can be really hard to handle and can be really scary. But we see you making plans for the future. We see you really stepping into your own, and there's this empowerment energy coming in for you where you're making these choices, and and I feel like for someone watching, you're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting a family unit, or you're protecting children perhaps too. So take that as it resonates. But that's what your guides want you to know, that a year from now, you're taking back control of your experience, both physical and emotional. You're taking back control of it. You're making tough decisions, and you're making necessary decisions that are hard for you to make, that you don't want to make. But you're taking back, by doing so, you're communicating to the universe that you're taking back that control. I see an increase in coin coming in for someone as well a year from now that's going to help to kind of alleviate some of your fears in the financial realm. And there's this sense of you taking leaps of faith into new beginnings and to new opportunities and experiences that you never ever would have had over here, because you were so stuck in some sort of routine or some sort of position that was actually not serving you anyway. It was just kind of, it wasn't a fair scenario. It wasn't a fair situation. And so they see you kind of having more fun next year. They see you going out with friends more often. They see you meeting new people too that are nothing like you, that introduce you to new. I feel like you're going to be trying new things, because the fool here wants to try new things. Once they get a taste of that freedom and they get a taste of something more, it's a whole new experiences. And I just heard tattoo. Like, I feel like there's just a whole new kind of world waiting for you in a year from now, but it's because of that difficult release. And your guides came forward with the Four of Wands in the center on purpose, because they're like, we want to assure you that you're actually heading through gateways of celebration and success, and to not worry about what the future holds, because it just holds so much more experience for you. And it's an awakening inside of you. I feel like for someone, you're claiming an independence and you're doing things for yourself for the first time. And that again links you up to other people who are on similar journeys. Because I see friendships forming and you going out and having fun. You could even be dating casually a year from now as well, just really enjoying a sort of casual sexual relationships, as opposed to a really committed situation, which is what you could be moving from. So they're just really excited about this future for you. And they want you to be excited about it as well. They say that some of this movement might sort of be on the back of your mind now. You may be making preparations for it at this point as well. We have here the volcano. It's reversed because there's volcanoes, this eruption of change, like there's a pressure building and you can feel it building under the surface right now. This is an indicator. This is a body indicator that there is something going on, that something is moving, that there's going to be motion. And we have here the chicken. Back of the deck is the cat, claiming our independence. This year, leading up to next year, is going to be testing your resolve. It's going to test your independence. It's going to test your strength. And the chicken is this call to action when we feel the pressure to react, to act upon a truth, to make hard decisions. We have to make them bravely. We have to it's going to test our strength. And so we have to kind of rely on that, call our power back, so we have the strength to push through those insecurities. You're like a year from now. I also see travel, a lot more travel in a year from now too as well. A lot more, you're going more places, you're experiencing new things. We have here fork in a road, number 13. So you're at a precipice for change right now. This 13, this death energy, it's talking about this big new world waiting for you, but it does feel like it's coming at the cost of something else. The energy that I'm primarily feeling is changes in a relationship, but this could also mean major upheaval and change in the career realm as well. So take that as it resonates. I just saw the community card. And we have the fate. They don't want you to be worried about the future because they say that you're actually right on track. And sometimes when big upheavals like this happen, we question ourselves about our journey and we ask the question, you know, am I on the right track in life now then? If I invested here and I didn't accomplish something, we act like this is such a huge failure when we choose to close out a cycle. But it's not a failure. It's an experience, and you gained education there. It's never a waste. Nothing has ever gone to waste. And so Spirit wants you to eradicate that mentality of like, I'm failing at something if I choose to walk away. You're not failing at all. You're honoring the stirrings of your own heart. You're honoring the truth inside of you. We have here unfinished business, unfinished symphony, this potential inside of you. And that's why they don't want you to adopt that. They don't want you to feel like you're done experiencing or done learning, because that's what next year's all about, is new things. Because when we feel like we're done learning, we're through. When we feel like that's when we are at this epitome of truly not acknowledging that there's so much more for us to learn. Like, I will never stop learning about about tarot, about the other side. I'll never stop learning. We're all evolutions in progress. And so they don't want you to feel like you're done either. And if you feel like you're in an environment that makes you feel that way, then that may be the very indicator that it's time for motion. Your life a year from today, pile number 1. We have here, life is a mystery, the Bobcat spirit. Look beyond immediate appearances to see the discernible truth. And that's what they want you to do when you're feeling that buyer's remorse, perhaps a year from now, when that insecurity creeps in. Look beyond it, because emotions are temporary. And that feeling as well will be temporary. It will flow away. It's time to take the lead. And it's the 8 and the 5 is the 13, the death energy. It's time. And this stag is a symbol of strength too, and endurance. Hanging from his antlers are these feathers, which really represent healing, the shamanic healing that's going to be necessary in this new journey too. So it's kind of like this beautiful example of joy and a little bit of grief kind of coexisting at the same time in this beautiful symphony. Back of the deck says Spider Spirit. It says make your dreams real, and it's a reminder that we weave our own destiny. So it's really, really important for us to acknowledge when we're in positions that are no longer serving us, and then to make that hard choice to push that chariot forward when we feel called to. A year from now, please, for pile number 2. We have here, water your own garden. It's time for self-care, nourishment, tenderness, and rest. And I feel like this independent energy coming in for you, where you are more of a focus, which is so, so important. We have called soul gifts, training. It's time to step up. And it looks like this beautiful gateway. We started with the 4 of Wands. I love that so much. We have this chariot. It's a call for us to make a decision, because Spirit says we're being called into this new beginning, but we still have to make that discernible choice to walk through that gateway. We are in charge of every single step that we make. And so that's why all of these themes are here. They're so big. There's so many major arcana themes here for you, because so many big shifts are coming, but they're positive and they're necessary for your soul growth. Back of the deck says earth pulsing. It says slow down, time in nature. And I feel like you're going to be going out and doing brand new things, taking leaps of faith, for instance, traveling to new places that you've never been before. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. Charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. Their life 1 year from now. Can you tell me about their life a year from today? Whoops. There's the Tower. So, and here's the 5 of Cups posting out of the, or falling out of the bowl. I do feel like there's an upheaval in relationships and in connections. It could be starting right now. You could start feeling some of that energy working up, or a pressure building, that you feel called to make change, but you're really not sure if you have it in you to kind of power through. But Spirit sees major change for you a year from today. They see major change. And with that major change does bring about some grief here with the 5 of Cups, but it's sideways here because they don't want you to maintain that forever, because you'll push yourself away from other opportunities that are going to present for you. They do see a period of independence, but ultimately they do see you entering into a new relationship. But they really say that you need this period of independence. You need this period of fun. So you can give yourself the permission to explore. We have you. It's all about you a year from now here. And we have the cupcake, wanting our cake and eating it too. We do have a little rocking horse chariot. So I think that children could be a factor and could be an influence as to the decision you make. We have the Empress flat shell and a little boy here. We have Libra energy and the leaf of change. And it says, you are my sunshine. And we have a little carrot, so something being dangled in front of us. And that's what Spirit is bringing forward for you. They're trying to dangle that carrot. They're trying to dangle the sunshine in front of you, because that's what they say is waiting for you on the other side of this big upheaval, is experiences and joy and happiness. All right, that's what I have for you today, my loves. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading. Please check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. And be sure to check out my Instagram link. That's below as well. But I hope that you come back for a visit, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the little pink flower. Or to this card, and this is your reading. Oh, you received the star energy, and this is your reading. What can you expect from your life a year from today? So the star energy is lovely energy to pick. It's Aquarius, so you could be an Aquarius perhaps, but it's also about healing and refocus, new paths opening up for you. So this could be a beautiful indicator of what's coming in for you a year from today. So let's take a look here. A year from today, please. What can pile number 3 expect in their life a year from today? What will life look like for pile number 3, please? We have here the 8 of Swords reversed. Sorry, you can hear my birds chirping away. We have the Fool. I'm already getting this really strong surge of confidence coming in for you a year from now, where you're not letting things stop you from pursuing what it is you want. Ooh, oh my goodness. This is really exciting news. I just saw a bunch of cards. We had the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords. We had all sorts of energies coming out with the Four of Wands, but that's the only one that presented itself upright. So let's take that for now. A year from today for pile 3, please. The Eight of Wands. Life is taking off for you. I feel like there's going to be travel for you a year from today, and you're not going to be doing it alone. We have the Two of Swords, and we have the Strength energy coming out as well. You're not going to be doing that travel alone, because I feel like there's a new emotional start waiting for you a year from today, and it's a fiery one. It's a fiery one. I don't necessarily feel commitments on the docket for a year from today, but Spirit says that they want you to embrace this new beginning. Here's the Hangman. Yeah, surrender to it, to this really good opportunity, because they say that this opportunity, although it will not result in commitments by the end of the year, by the end of next year rather, it could get there eventually. So they want you to embrace that journey. There's a lot of innocence and excitement surrounding this opportunity too. It's a new emotional start. And there's this feeling of you, because you feel frightened to take advantage of it, and because you don't let that stop you, you create this beautiful momentum for the future. And you also communicate to your ego, to the universe, that you don't let fear stop you moving forward. So let's get some clarifying cards here. Your life a year from today, please. You're on just this new path, and it's so hopeful. You just feel so optimistic with the star energy. And it's because of I feel like you're meeting a new person. With the Four of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. And it's because of your actions, and you should be patting yourself on the back, and you will be at that point. But because of your actions, because it won't be that you won't be afraid, because you definitely will be. And there'll be this message, you'll feel in your heart of hearts that you shouldn't act upon the opportunity, or you shouldn't take that risk, you shouldn't take that leap of faith, and you're going to act anyway. It's like you're going to have like the angel and the devil on your shoulder, like Kronk did in Emperor's New Groove, and you're going to totally kind of flick that devil away for a moment, just long enough to take that leap of faith, and that's just enough momentum for the universe to start building that foundation for you. So it's beautiful. And they want you to know that the risk that you're taking, the leap of faith that you're taking into this new emotional beginning, it's just the beginnings of this foundation, but it is the beginnings of a really strong foundation potentially for someone here. So don't let that internal conflict get in the way, because if you do, you'll be doing yourselves a disservice here. Here's the Two of Pentacles reversed. The World back up, and that's why you're being rewarded. Spirit says you're being rewarded with the World because of that leap of faith. We have the Page of Wands and we have the Page of Swords. Now for someone watching, this is a new emotional start, but it has nothing to do with the emotional realm yet. It has everything to do with sort of a leap of faith you're taking towards opportunities. So it could be in career, but I also feel like somebody could be starting school, and so that could be happening a year from now, and that's taking a lot of courage. I feel like it's taking a lot of courage for you to step outside of your comfort zone and do that. Spirit says you'll be really rewarded that you're doing that, and they want you to keep testing yourself, because if that is the case for you, if you're considering going back to school, for instance, right now, that could be something that you actually implement in the future. And they want you to guard yourself against complacency, guard yourself against the fear mindsets at this moment. Tame them right now, because they say that leaping there, it's really important for you to do so. It's going to open up whole brand new worlds for you and brand new opportunities for you. And so that's a specific message for someone, especially if you're really considering a school option next year. That message is definitely for you. For someone else as well, though, we have lots of movement in love. Again, it's not going to reach commitment by the end of next year, but they say that it's the foundation, And this could be the person that you do end up ultimately committing to, but they want you to enjoy that journey and surrender to the excitement, because ultimately it's a very fiery road ahead of you. It's passionate, it's exciting. You guys are going to be traveling together, but there's this like feeling of keeping it loosey-goosey so that you can enjoy the process and not put too much expectation or pressure on the future, because it's all about having faith as we move forward towards our goals and finding joy in the journey. And that's what this next chapter is going to afford you. You've got a lot of lessons waiting for you, and they're positive. Like, so many are positive lessons. And they say that this is like the epitome, this is the moment for you, this moment fully leading us into our future of next year. It's the moment of facing our fears right now. So if you're feeling that inspiration of like, I want to go back to school, or I want to go after this opportunity, or I'm really interested in this person, specifically the school is coming forward right now. Your guides are like, listen to those notes. And expect to have the naysaying voices come at you as well, where you give yourself every reason why you can't. And they could be financial reasons. It could be feeling like you're not smart enough or not capable enough. None of these reasons will hold water. Spirit says that there's solutions to everything. So it's really important for us to follow those inclinations. I just saw the intellect card. We have here the cauldron. Change is brewing in the cauldron. We have here the subconscious. And that's what we're doing when we have the Eight of Swords reversed with this Four of Cups, is we are releasing any subconscious blocks that are stopping us from taking the leap of faith into new opportunities. And we're not going to let fear stop us. We're acknowledging that it's there, because we're all afraid all of the time. It's a human condition, and it's going to test our strength, but it's not going to beat our strength. Because if it does, again, we weave our own destiny. It's very important that we follow the inclinations of our heart, because as manifestors, it's not all about everything that stays in the crown chakra. It's about everything that our feet do. You know, it's like everything that all of our awareness, all of our epiphanies and our sparks of creation, all of our opportunities that we see. It's about taking those sparks and then applying them to our feet and getting ourselves in motion. That's how we create our manifestations. So they're very excited about the leaps of faith that you're going to take. They're encouraging you not to let that internal conflict sink too deeply. Don't let it commit there. Don't let it sink in, because you're taking off next year. You're taking off in all sorts of different realms. And this, they want you to follow that, surrender that momentum that you've created, surrender it by that leap. The momentum that you created by the leap of faith, surrender to it. Don't place too many expectations or heavy expectations on the new relationship if it's the relationship opening up for you. And also be gentle with yourself too if you're traversing a new path in career and in schooling as well, because it's all about the journey and learning the lesson. It has little to do with the experience itself, and just learning the lesson and applying that and taking it forward. So be gentle with yourself and give yourself compassion on that new path too, as you're learning new things, as you're experiencing new relationships. It's going to test your strength, but the rewards will be worth it. The rewards will be well worth it, because it's giving you a deeper sense of purpose. It's giving you a sense of healing. We have message in a bottle, number 15, encouraging us to detach from any insecurities or fears and to just go with the flow. Because even here, as the bottle goes forward, there's this starfish that's stuck to the side of it. And the starfish is the star of Aquarius, this healing energy. So if you surrender your fears and just allow them to come along for the ride if they have to, you're going to usher yourself in a beautiful new focus, a new healing cycle of your life too. And there's the higher power. Back of the deck is flexible, number 19. And I love it's the sun energy too. There's so much potential in you. There's so much potential in the future as well. This reminds me of the Knight of Pentacles though. It reminds me of the patience that we sometimes have to adopt, and the focus on the journey that we have to adopt by taking step by step towards our goals. And Spirit says you have everything in your wheelhouse to succeed. Especially, again, there's a heavy resonance on the school realm here, or a new work realm, but specifically school. And a very heavy message coming in for new emotional love starting up for you too a year from now. So be flexible with your expectations. Be flexible with the opportunity that's in front of you, especially if it's in the love realm, because there's so much potential to commitments ultimately, but they don't want you to rush there. Because when we rush there, we miss out on the journey, and they don't want you to rush. It's like going through a small country town. If you blink, you'll miss it, but you might miss a really good little gem. We have here Swan Spirit. It's time for a deep dive. I love that so much because the swan mates for life. And I feel like for someone watching, this is going to open up a new emotional cycle for you a year from now. That ultimately, they want you to take a deep dive into that opportunity. Don't let your conflicts, your internal conflicts get to you. It could ultimately lead to commitment for you. On the floor, we have the Whale Spirit, Trust in the Great Mystery. This card's been coming out a lot lately. It's about, again, surrender, going with the flow, surrendering our fears and insecurities. Back of the deck is the Horse Spirit, Freedom is yours. It's all about choice. Ultimately, Spirit's never going to force you into new emotional starts, of course. They're never going to force you to take leaps of faith. But they say that the only thing that holds us back is fear itself. And you're eradicating that because you're capable of doing that. You're like a year from today. You have here Earth pulsing, slow down, time in nature. Pulse of Mother Nature. You're going to be spending more time outside, going outdoors. I feel like, again, there's travel coming for you as well. And we have here, you've got the love, codependency, boundaries. Back of the deck says the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. And we have the Page and the Fool here because that's sometimes the mentality we have to adopt in order to take a leap of faith is we have to go back to when we were children, when we were fearless. And there was that sweet spot in our youth where we didn't think about other people's opinions of us and we didn't worry about the unknown. We just took that leap of faith, and that's what we need to draw upon. Because if you do, you're kind of moving into a new emotional cycle in love. But again, there's also someone watching that could be considering the school realm, and if that's the case, they see you kind of taking that leap of faith in a year from now too. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. A year from today, what will your life look like a year from today? Pile 3. I missed the, you could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have the 8 of Cups reversed. We have the Ace of Cups reversed. Now, this King of Cups energy, the 8 of Cups is reversed. Now, the 8 of Cups is all about moving forward from emotional cycles. In this case, the 8 of Cups is reversed, which talks about kind of returning with lessons, coming full circle with lessons as well. And then we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse too, which is this stressed out energy of fear of the unknown, fear of not having an emotional support system, for instance. And so we are walking away from a fear-based mentality. We're opening up our heart space because sometimes the King of Cups, even if he's emotionally driven, he has to turn his back on his emotion to get the job done in order to take leaps of faith that he feels like he has to take in order to face maybe the internal conflict, but also right along with that internal conflict comes the positive consequence of a new emotional start. So it's about kind of taking the steps that we feel guided to take now that will create huge change for us ultimately a year from now. But we're combating this 8 of Swords right now, this limiting mindset of what's possible. We have the Boot in motion, so things in motion. We have permanent change with the lightning bolt, so Tower energy. So for someone watching, you could be sort of moving forward from you may be detaching from something in order to go into this new emotional cycle. You may have to create permanent change in your life. We have Run. We also have here the Star of Aquarius and Libra in the bowl, very strong air element. We have here the syringe and the medication. And I think about medication, of course. I think about addictions that we're ending. We have, and that's codependencies too, detachments from things that are no longer serving us, environment, people as well. We have the Crown, and we have the 2 little cherries, which is really exciting, passionate, romantic love that's starting up for you. But I feel like it's not just going to end there. It may start there. It may be there for a little while, but they want you to ride that wave because ultimately it could lead to a very secure relationship for you. All right, Pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. And if it did, please drop your comment below. Please hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my Etsy link for a personal reading if you feel called to. And I offer little mini reads to win a free mini read on my Instagram page. And that link is below as well. But please come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage. And I hope you have a great day.